What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Built for Life. I'm Joel, and today we're making the first tools video. That's right. I've watched a ton of YouTube videos, tried to figure out the best way to do this, and the only thing I could figure out to do was just kind of look at the projects that as I'm making them over the past couple months and kind of keep track of what my most used tools were. Well, I did that, and there's a ton of different categories. There's tools from Amazon, best tools under $20, da 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 da. Well, what I got today is my most five used tools and it ended up, I bought most of them off of Amazon, sort of. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I've got links in the description to all these, and we're going to kick it off with the small one, but I use this thing for everything, and it's X-Actos, X-Acto knives. I use these things constantly. Every CNC project that I use, that I make, I end up using an X-Acto in some way, whether I'm just cleaning an area up, trying to get in a tight spot to get some of those little wood whiskers out or something like that. They're great. I, I order them constantly. This particular set that I ordered last, I think it came with 40 replacement blades. There's all different types of blades. There's the tight little pointy ones like this. There's the chisel type like this. There's the like cut off knife point like this one. And they're great. I use them for everything. They're really good at getting into tight spaces. I even use the chisel one as like a what do you call that thing? Like a finishing scraper, like a sanding scraper in small areas. You could do the same thing with the points as you're getting into those tight V-carve grooves. Really cleans those things up if you're really trying to get some detail and make stuff nice. And now this is in no particular order other than how I laid them on the table, but I use these things so much. Yeah, and they're super cheap. I think that set right there is about $6.99 on Amazon. Totally worth picking up and having a ton of blades. Like I said, I buy them all the time because I break blades left and right. But definitely a top pick for my most used tools. The next one, I think any woodworker or maker or anybody else, you're always going to be measuring something. And one of the biggest gripes is just like a mechanic in their 10mm socket, right? You can never find a tape measure when you need it. Well, I combated that, and I just went on Amazon and I bought a ton of just little Stanley 12-inch tape measures, and they're great. I leave them all over the place. I have some of these, 30-foot, 26-foot, but when you're making stuff, like especially on the CNC, the biggest thing I can put on that thing's 4-foot by 4-foot. I don't need a damn 2-pound 30-foot tape measure unless I'm, working on a large building project. It's just not the case. And then there is my favorite tape measure, which in this case is the Fast Cap. It's a fairly popular tape measure, but I think what I like the most about it is it has the measurements mirrored on either side, and it has them written out in each side with eighth, quarter, and it has it identified. So it's really quick to, is that an eighth? Some of these other tape measures where it's not identified, you've got your hash marks and you got to count. This is a very quick eighth, quarter, 3/8, very fast. It's very strong. And then, and if you use regular pencils, it's even got a pencil sharpener and a little spot right here for you to write on. I don't really use that stuff, but definitely a nice tape measure. These right now are $7.99 on Amazon, which is awesome. You can pick up a few, leave them everywhere. And the crazy thing is, originally, when I bought these, I went back and looked up my order on Amazon. When I bought these little 12-foot Stanley tape measures, I was super frustrated. I'm like, dude, this is stupid. I'm going to go buy a dozen of these things and I'm just going to scatter them everywhere, put some in my truck because I'm always looking for a tape measure, right? These were $3.97 when I purchased them on Amazon. Today, I just went and looked to see what they were, and for one of these was $10.99, which is insane. Maybe the stock, maybe it'll come back up. There'll be more available, and it'll be a little bit cheaper. But for right now, at $7.99 for a fast cap, I would definitely go with a fast cap over these little Stanleys. They're convenient because you can throw them everywhere, but definitely a fast cap has its values. Now the next thing kind of goes into the building and measuring things is a square. I use a square constantly. Anytime I'm putting something on the CNC, or anytime you're building something, you're always trying to build it square, right? When I put together these tables, I have multiple squares that I use. So a good square is very necessary if you're going to be building anything, right? So these I've had for a couple months. My go-to construction one is the Irwin aluminum. I don't even have one on me right now, but you can get any of the big box stores or anything like that. This particular one, I'm not even going to attempt to say Larmail. I don't know. It's clearly a woodpecker knockoff that I picked up off of Amazon. And these are $27 for the two of these. And there's already a couple places in my videos where you've seen me use this, setting up the squareness on the CNC. And I like it. It's a little bit easier to read than like your standard construction type Irwin or any of the other manufacturers, because it's just got the white lines. They're laser etched in there. I can see them easier if I need to. It squares up very nicely, and it's just clean and nice. This square, I thought I would use it a lot more, but I don't. I like this one because this lip fits in the grooves of the hybrid table, and I can square it off of the T-track on the CNC, so it works great. This guy is kind of fat here. I don't use it that often. I will use it to like square up material if I'm cutting it, trying to get a square corner. It's got this little leg on it that you can pop out to hold it so it just doesn't flip down. You can square it on a corner and it will sit there. That's kind of nice. So $26.99 on Amazon. There's a tons of brands. Check them out. This is not the only one out there. There's tons of them out there, and yeah, go get yourself a square. This next tool kind of came up recently. So I've had this tool for a while. However, the topic has come up recently in a couple Facebook groups I'm in, and then 731 Woodworks did a video about the detail sander that is now the Riken battery 12-volt detail sander. And I was like, man, why is this popping up so much? It's because the detail sanders that Rikon mimics are like $700, which is insane. Even that Rikon is, I think it's a little over $100 for that thing, 130, $140, 12 volts. Um, I mean, I'm sure it's nice. I haven't used one. 731 Woodworks. He liked the one that he bought, especially for the price. Um, However, I think, especially if you have a drill or an air-powered angle grinder, this set off of Amazon, and it's just a 2-inch set. It comes with these adapters, just a threaded adapter that can be fit in. This one can go all the way into a Dremel. This one's even got the quick attach for like a drill. This could be also be chucked up in a regular drill, and then these uh, hook and loop backed pads that these just screw into. This is 1/4 inch. I believe this is 1/8 inch one, and then this is the quick lock for like a drill or driver. And the best thing I've found is using it in my air powered angle grinder, and it is so amazing. It comes with multiple of these foam pads so that you can get curved details. Just fits right on, and it was 240 pieces of 2-inch these 2-inch hook and loop discs, and it goes all the way from 40, I think, all the way up to like 5,000 grit. It's great. The particular one that I bought doesn't even have a. I'm not even going to attempt to say that name. I'll just call it the 2-inch sanding disc adapter, and this thing is amazing, especially for getting into like trays and stuff like that, getting those inside those small details. I mean, otherwise you're going to use your hand and you're going to be sanding forever. Now, this is not the end all be all. You are still going to have to hand sand uh, to get these details nice, but I use it on trays, like the most recent tray that I built, and it works great. Also on like the outside, especially if you really need to run something down, using some 80 or 40 grit on this thing and taking the foam pad off, it will eat through wood so fast and speed up the process so fast. So this one solves a lot of problems that people have been talking about recently, and I think this was very cheap. I think it was $17.88 for all these adapters, multiple pads, and 240 pieces of 2-inch disc sandpaper. Uh, for $20, I mean, a solid buy. This next tool, I've had for a really long time. Uh, I I think I bought it for a specific project. I don't remember what it was, but it was several years ago, and it has been the most used saw I have ever purchased. I will pick this thing up if I'm just cutting something quick. I will pick this thing up before I pick up a skill saw. Sometimes, if I'm just cutting a 2x4 off, one 2x4, as opposed to going to getting my skill saw and plugging it in, or getting my battery powered skill saw, I'll grab this because I can pick this up, run squarely through a 2x4 in the time that it takes me to walk over to the cabinet where my skill saw is at. This is a Japanese pull saw. There are multiple different brands on Amazon. I got this one on Amazon, and it's currently, let's see if I got it on here, $20.80 for this thing. And it is stupid sharp. It has two different sides. It has a crosscut side and then a rip side. I usually find myself always using the crosscut side, but it is so fast. Now, where I did find myself using the rip teeth is cutting through 1/4 inch plywood. if I'm breaking it down, sometimes I'm breaking down scraps and stuff left over, just trying to get it into the trash can to go out. And this thing just rips through like a hot knife through butter. So this has held the reign for several years now of the most used tool that I've bought off of Amazon. And I never thought it would be that good. I bought it for a specific thing. I think it was for trim. I was trying to make very small, accurate cuts, if I remember correctly. And this thing has just been a utility saw for everything. So I've seen a lot of people recommend them, and I definitely agree. If you don't have a Japanese pull saw in your arsenal, you are missing out. Bonus tool. I didn't really think I was only going to do 5, did you? So this one, I use a decent amount. It's especially if you're making like intricate pieces like this, the pumpkins that I made for fall. It's really hard to sand in these tight little grooves and stuff, other than doing it by hand with little bitty pieces of paper and different little sanding blocks. Well, Dremel's been making these foam abrasive pads for quite a while, but I found on Amazon these guys, and it's 120 all the way to 400 grit. So 4 different ones. And when paired with a Dremel or other rotary tool, you can really just get in there and get all these little wispies and everything smoothed down really nice. And since it is foam, it is able to kind of bend and get in those cracks, kind of get around corners without flattening them off. I tend to use the higher grits, the 320 and 400, especially for MDF. But with the Dremel on a low speed and just brushing it around, it cleans this stuff up so fast. So bonus tool number 6, foam abrasive pads, 16, 17 bucks on Amazon. Perfect for a Dremel or rotary tool, and that 17 bucks will get you 40 pieces. 40. That's a lot for 17 bucks. That was stupid. Why did I dump those out? Now I gotta pick all of them up. That was not smart. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my 5 tools video, my first tool video ever. So if you got some feedback, leave it in the comments. If you like the video, consider giving it a thumbs up. It don't cost you anything. If you guys like seeing this type of content, some CNC and some building, consider hitting that subscribe button. It really helps a small channel like mine out. We're growing pretty fast. I've got some pretty cool videos coming up. It's just taking me some time to do. I got some hints hidden in this video of what's coming up. So leave a comment in the description if you think you know what's coming, and we'll catch you on the next one.